This is the second part. I will start explaining from where I stopped in the first part. Okay, so I was talking about a shop that sells loose items to be there close by. So hope you understood why I had ended the first part with the reason behind why. The reason is, I'll just say once more, it is so that the cost price that is necessary to prepare food, that is only asked, not more than that. Okay, so that exact amount can be found out. So hope you understood. Now, or here you can see the order status is pending right now. So first the restaurant staff would cook food, and then after cooking and after delivering to the person in the restaurant staff can click this button. When this button is clicked, the order status changes from pending to prepared and delivered. Okay, let me make it once more clear that everything is brought dynamically. That means there is no excess surplus kept. Everything is brought dynamically. Like normal restaurant, there would be some reserve kept, right? I mean, initially itself, before any customer comes, hoping that they could uh, like just distribute it off without cooking everything from the beginning. I mean, like there would be some raw materials brought already. There would be something prepared already. All these things would be done anticipating that someone would come and they would have to deliver. But my restaurant that doesn't anticipate anyone will come. Only when a person comes, that is the only time a person would go out to the close by shop that sells loose items and buy the raw materials required to prepare just for that person whoever ordered, and prepare food using those raw materials and then distribute to the person in the restaurant or to the delivery person who would deliver it to the location where the user is. Okay, so everything is done dynamically. So there is no food there initially itself. When the restaurant starts, there is no food at all. When a person comes and asks for something, that time raw materials are purchased. Again, when a person comes and asks, the raw materials for that is purchased. So everything that way, everything as per requirement is purchased. So there is actually very less food wastage. There is very less food wastage. Actually, this way it tries to actually achieve zero food wastage, but mm, you can't say that would happen for sure. A person can waste food, right? Even after ordering. But it tries to achieve zero food wastage. Okay, so you can see that after the restaurant staff uh, prepared and delivered what Albert Babbitt Otomkal ordered, he clicked over here, and because of that, the order status changed. Okay. Now I will show you the main highlight. The main highlight of my project is that a poor person who doesn't have a phone can also benefit from this app. So that's what I want to show how it works. So the thing is that when a poor person comes and asks for something, the restaurant staff, that person, he can order for that poor person whatever he says he wants. The restaurant staff can order whatever he says he wants. Okay. So the restaurant staff can order. The poor person would not have phone, right? So the restaurant staff can order for him. Okay. So these are the items. So if the poor person says he needs this one quantity, then the restaurant staff can order one quantity of this for him. He can click here to proceed. He can click here get free, can't afford. Actually, here have put I could have put an option uh, donate and get. Basically, restaurant staff can donate and order at the same time. That also can have been added. I mean, that also could have been added, but I did not add. It can be added. Okay. Suppose he clicks here. So I actually try to get something worth 5 rupees for free right now. Okay. So right now this would have changed. Before it was 2 rupees. Now it is 7 rupees. Okay. So the funds for people involved. The funds for people involved. Basically, it is funds for people involved, like funds for people involved that are required now. You can read that way. Funds for people involved that are required now. Okay. So now suppose that poor person wanted this also one quantity. So then, here already can see one. Now I can click here to proceed. This is basically cost price. Okay, there is no hidden profit. Remember that. Now I can click here get free, can't afford. So now the funds for people involved is now 12 rupees. It increased by 5. Now the restaurant staff can itself donate amount to if he was clear this amount. He can be a volunteer or he can be an employee. Assume maybe he's a volunteer. Then suppose he donates. There's no system level restriction that employees cannot donate. When they can donate, just assume that this is a volunteer. Okay. So say he donates 12 rupees. That is the exact amount. So then there is no refund that's going to happen. But if anyone donates more than 12, right now in this stage, then a refund would occur. Right now in this stage, he's just donating 12, so no refund would happen. Say the bank is SBI, he clicks donate. Then now you can see that the funds for people involved is 0. That means the funds required, okay? It's the funds required for people involved. The funds received is not what is shown here. It is the funds required. Okay. So now hope the idea that a poor person who doesn't have a phone can also get his order placed is clear. Actually, actually, restaurant staff can order food without even a poor person coming up, right? There is no way that the system can predict that he is doing that. So to stop such a thing, mm, I cannot put any mechanism other than an admin assume it was me, then I had to be 24/7 looking at them. Uh, so there is no way I can stop that from occurring through the system. Um, okay, so one more thing I would like to say is that the restaurant staff and delivery people who are employees are not encouraged to order food for themselves because they are already given some funds allocated to them. So basically, their funds are allocated. So they are not encouraged to order food for themselves. They are given whatever amount is there in the bank at the end of the day. Uh, say between 11:55 p.m. and 12 a.m. The amount in the bank is withdrawn, and whatever amount is withdrawn is distributed to the people as per their needs. So basically, that is what they can use to get their needs done. Mm. So basically, it's like mm, that. Well, so right now, uh, I will show you what are the orders which are not from the restaurant. So these are the orders which are not from the restaurant. You can see many orders. Well, before this, I will show you another thing. Let me show you the orders from the restaurant. You can see that there are two users whose name is shown here as poor user. I did not put any username over here because there's no username stored in the database as that poor user did not have phone and the restaurant staff ordered behalf of him. So there's no username stored in the database through sign up. So because of that reason, I felt I could put a username like this, you poor user. So it's not the exact name of that person, but it's just a label. It's just a label. Like I could have put this blank username as blank, but I thought it is better to keep it little more meaningful, so that one person can understand. So I put poor user over here instead of leaving this blank. Okay. So you can see the item, the quantity. You can see that the bank is set to not applicable because remember that I clicked that uh, get free food can't afford. So basically, when I clicked over there, no amount was donated. So if no amount was donated, then no bank was involved. So I just put here not applicable below bank. Okay. Now the order status is pending. So after preparing and delivering to that poor person, I can click here and the order status changes from pending to prepared and delivered. Now, in case this order is also done, I can click here. The order status changed from pending to prepared and delivered. Okay, hope it's clear. Now I will show you what this page does. Okay, so these are the orders from not restaurant. Now you may be surprised to see that the distance is shown over here. Also, you would see and you would understand that this is not a very practical distance because the distance is thousands of kilometers, right? It's basically about 1,000. And this is just for demonstration purpose. I wanted to demonstrate something. Uh, you may not understand why I put this much huge distance. Like I did not put this distance. This was automatically calculated. So this is not some, uh, this is not some value that I simply put. This is automatically calculated. I'll explain you how it's calculated. So basically, the location of restaurant, the coordinates, the latitude, longitude coordinates of the location of the restaurant is saved in the database in a table. Okay, it is saved in a dedicated table named location of restaurant. So in that table named location of restaurant, latitude and longitude of the restaurant is stored. Okay. For each user, latitude and longitude of the place to deliver if that person is not in restaurant is also stored in the users table. Okay. So for each user that is stored, in case he added a latitude and longitude. Okay. So using those two coordinates, each of those coordinates has a latitude and a longitude. So using the user coordinate and the restaurant coordinate, this distance is calculated. Actually, how it's calculated, if you ask, it is using a formula called Haber-Sein formula. I don't understand the derivation of that. I don't know. I just used the formula. I just copied that formula. I just used ChatGPT to get that formula and use it in my code. So I don't understand that formula, but I just used it. It's slightly complex. Look-wise, it is slightly complex. Okay, so I just use that formula, and that is how you can see these distances. These are not random stuff. This is approximate stuff because that formula doesn't guarantee very good precision, extremely good precision. It is slightly off by maybe some meters, or I don't know, maybe half a kilometer or maybe 1 kilometer. I don't know how much less how much less accurate it can be, but this is not very accurate. That's why I wrote approximate. It is calculated using a formula called Haber-Sein formula. Okay, using the restaurant coordinate and a user coordinate. Okay, the user coordinate. Fine. So first the restaurant staff can prepare, and after preparing, he can click at this button. You can see here, click if prepare. So after preparing, he can click here. So say he prepared this. So he can click here. Now assign to delivery person option is able. It's enabled. And prepared option is disabled. Okay. Uh, say he prepared Aaron Jones order also. So he can click here. Now he can assign this also to delivery person. He wishes. Say he prepared this order of Albert Wabu Totunkel as well. Now he can assign if he wishes. Okay. So you can see that the order status has changed from pending to prepared for uh, three orders. This, this, and this. Right? So, uh, let me just say you one thing that this table is dynamically loaded every single second without refresh. It is done using Ajax. Okay, so let me just prove that to you. If I select this text right now, you can see that it is not getting unselected automatically. But if I select this text, you can see, right? When after I select itself, just after 1 second, it gets unselected. See, it's getting unselected. The reason is this table is dynamically loaded every 1 second. So every 1 second, this table is, you know, loaded again. So it's basically fresh values. When I say fresh values, I mean if another person using another mobile changed any of these values, you would see those new values. Okay. Similarly, the funds also are dynamically loaded every 1 second. Actually, I put 1 second. Actually, 1 second is maybe too much small amount of time. Maybe one may say, hmm, maybe that's true, but right now in localhost, it's okay. There is no glitch. It's working fine. Okay. So, uh, so, so the restaurant staff can assign to delivery person an order, but this has to be done with the consensus of the delivery person. So the assignment has to happen under the consensus of the delivery person. So basically, the delivery person would be shown these distances. Like, so he would decide. Suppose it is his first delivery. Okay, the restaurant has just started and it is his first delivery. So then in that case, he would come to the restaurant and then he would see the orders. And the restaurant staff would just ask him, like, which of these can I assign to you? And then the delivery person can say which he is comfortable. If any order has too much distance and suppose he's not free that much time to spend that much time, okay, then he can say, don't give me that order because it's too much away from the restaurant. It will take me a long time to deliver. I am not that much free. I have some other work. So then he can say, and then he can choose a order that has a smaller approximate distance from the restaurant. Okay, so basically on the consensus of the delivery person, the assignment has to happen. So the delivery person has to be in the restaurant while the assignment is happening, in case the assignment is happening to him. Okay, so the restaurant staff cannot assign to a person without that person being there itself in the restaurant. It has to be done under the consensus of the delivery person. So say this order is assigned to Ram Kumar. Now you can see that the order status changed from prepared to assigned deliverer. And right now, again, I cannot assign to a delivery person. The assign to delivery person button got disabled. Okay. Say I assign this also to Ram Kumar. Now you can see the order status of that also changed. Mm. Let me assign this also to Ram Kumar. The order status of this also changed. See, you can see order status has changed. Okay. So right now I have assigned 3 orders. Now let me open delivery person page. Okay. I'm going back so that I can log out. Let me log in. See, the delivery person can also donate if it's okay. A volunteer can donate or an employee can donate. There's no restriction. Now, the delivery person can see the orders that are assigned to him. He has to type the date. So he's going to see today's orders that were assigned to him. Actually, if you remember, there were 3 orders that were assigned to him. But the reason you only see 2 orders right now here is because one order was by a user named Aaron John, and he ordered. Okay. The other 2 orders were by a user named Albert Babu Toto. Okay. But both those orders, the location to be delivered was the same. Well, it was the exact same latitude longitude coordinate. Because it was the exact same latitude longitude coordinate, I just grouped that into one. Because I don't have to start delivery 2 times for each of those orders when a person goes to the same house itself. Why should a person start delivery 2 times?